I've been doing some writing lately about the essence of quantum. And I'd like to read you this installment of the Wapio Wire, which is going to be a series of my take on quantum midwifery, quantum transformation, the quantum, multi-sensual, multi-dimensional world that we are firmly planted in now. All right. So, most often in midwifery, what it really does boil down to is this question. Do I honor and follow my inner wisdom, or do I follow my protocols? And how do I align these two, especially when I'm in a public practice or licensed or affiliated with a specific organization that has protocols? I remember once my son came to me when he was about 12 years old. I could see that he'd been thinking hard about something and he was puzzled. He asked me, "Mom, should I listen to you or should I listen to myself? Because sometimes the things that you tell me are different from the things that I feel and tell myself." I was really blown away because here is my son trying to figure out the same question. Do I listen to my own inner wisdom or do I listen to the protocols and guidance of my mother? And I was really amazed that he could actually articulate his dilemma and come to me for advice. I told him to always listen to his inner guidance. And while I would always have his best interests at heart, his inner wisdom, his internal compass would always be his most reliable navigator of life. And I also told him that I hoped that he would always feel comfortable coming to me for advice. So now, when I transpose this experience with my son into the realms of caregiving and midwifery, it makes me wonder if in our birthing culture we really do have the best interests of the pregnant family at heart. If so, it would seem that we would support the innate wisdom of the mother and allow that to trump any protocols that we have. Our protocols of care would take a second seat to the mother's intuition and insight. Prenatal care would be a time of exploring a mother's wisdom and encouraging a woman and her partner to express their deepest dreams and desires and knowings and fears. A time of listening, not prescribing, of educating, not risk screening, of support and not anxiety. I fear that we have our own interest in being right as paramount. We are a fractured healthcare system, fighting each other, shaming each other, pulling rank to hold position, and then saying that it's for the good of the childbearing family. If I had told my son to listen to me first and hold my ideas as a priority, I would not have served him well as his caregiver. I would have betrayed him. Regardless of my fear that his insight into himself might not be as potent or relevant as my insight into him, I would have used my privilege as a parent to keep power and control over him, and I would have justified it by saying it was for his own good. And for how long would I continue to do that? Till he was 16 or 25 or 30 or ever? Love for someone and fear for someone is not the same. Caring for someone and controlling someone is not the same thing. At the Matrona, we are going to continue to speak about how midwives care for women. We have listened to stories of women who've been told to listen to the midwife and not themselves. And we've seen midwives justify this behavior out of fear or out of a misplaced sense of control. I get it. We believe that much of this stems not from unloving people who deliberately misuse their influence, but from the lack of intuitive experience and depth in the current education of midwives. Midwives are taught to ferret out complications and would easily spend an hour testing a mother rather than having lunch with her. Do we see that nurturing a mother resonates the template for a mother to nurture her child? What could be more natural? What could be more normal? And do we see that not nurturing a mother that giving her risk screening and anxiety when she came for information and support is detrimental to maternal child well-being? The average woman may be just that, average and normal and healthy and fine. And the average pregnancy, isn't it the same? My son was normal and healthy and average when he came to me, so why would I treat him as if he wasn't and give him an answer that wasn't respectful of the person that I wish him to become? The average pregnant woman is fine. The average labor is fine. And we can see this when our experience is more than just what if. When we see the metaphysical background of the world we live in, when the education of a caregiver, whether you're a doctor, a midwife, or a parent, transcends the gravity of ordinary reality and exposes us to the deeper levels of mystical intelligence and soul level connection, then we trust ourselves to trust each other. Then we give our wisdom and not our protocol. The next time you're about to give a pregnant woman advice, ask yourself, is this something I believe, something that I would tell my daughter? Or is this something someone told me I had to say? And take it the next step. Do I really believe in my deepest place that what I've been told to say is the only right way? Or do I think there could be another way? Certainly there's another way. There are infinite ways. And when we look for them, then we're